Good evening. Good evening, everybody. If we can get seated, hopefully we'll get started on time. So please be seated. Good evening, everybody. I am going to do a very un-Chinese thing and start this thing 4 minutes early. I take it that's a popular decision here. All right. My name is Melanie Chan. I am the National President of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance, and I want to welcome all of you here to this very important occasion, the presentation of the Congressional Gold Medal to the Chinese American veterans of World War II. So thank you for taking time out of your day to come here. Just a couple of housekeeping items before we get started. I would like to ask everyone to put your cell phone on silence as to not interrupt the proceedings. And I know, this is a really important occasion. Everybody wants to take pictures and take videos. Just so you know that we are streaming this live to YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, Chinese American Citizens Alliance at YouTube. So once we have everything that's completed, you can go there and watch the videos again. We also have a photographer who will be taking pictures, and we will be downloading it, and we'll email you the site where you can download the photos. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get started here. Please stand for the presentation of colors and the anthem. And you only stand if you are able. If you can't stand, that's all right. You can stay seated. All right? Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. We're going to proceed with some greetings. We have a greeting from the Honorable Nancy Pelosi, Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, the 12th Congressional District of California. She really wanted to be here to welcome all of you and to congratulate each and every one of you. Unfortunately, her schedule did not allow her to attend in person, but she is sending her greetings by video. Please enjoy.
As Speaker of the House, it is my official privilege to bring greetings to the Chinese-American World War II veterans of Northern California as their extraordinary valor and patriotism is recognized with Congress's highest honor, the Congressional Gold Medal. Thank you to Davis Chin and the Chinese-American Citizens Alliance for organizing this beautiful celebration stretching across Northern California. And we are grateful for your leadership alongside the American Legion and the Veterans of Foreign Wars in partnership with KPAC and the Congress to pass legislation to bestow this richly deserved award. Indeed, today, Northern California's treasured Chinese-American veterans take their rightful place in the pantheon of American heroes. From the fields of Western Europe to the beaches of the Pacific, you served with distinction in every branch of our armed forces and helped secure victory for the Allies. And because of your heroism, we were able to defeat the evils of tyranny and advance the promise of freedom all around the world. It is truly a testament to your unending patriotism that despite suffering nearly a century of bigotry and discrimination, you were still willing to put your lives on the line for our nation. These Congressional Gold Medals are an expression of our deepest gratitude and respect for your heroism and sacrifice. In San Francisco and across Northern California, we have long celebrated the extraordinary contributions of Chinese Americans, especially those of the greatest generation, to our cultural fabric. As we say in San Francisco, the beauty is in the mix. That is why the Congress enacted the COVID-19 hate crimes bill to protect our beautiful, diverse AAPI community from heartbreaking violence. I'm so proud to be your representative in Congress, and it is an honor to finally etch your names into the history books. In accepting the Congressional Gold Medal, you bring luster to this award, just as your service has brought luster to the United States of America. On behalf of your grateful nation, thank you for your service and congratulations on receiving this most prestigious award.
Next, we have greetings from Edmund Gore, National Director, Chinese American World War II Recognition Project, Major General William S. Chen, U.S. Army, and Major General Robert Lee, U.S. Army. They're going to talk a little bit to you about the road to the medal, why it was so important for this project to take place, and the role of the Chinese Americans in the military.
Welcome to today's regional ceremony to honor the Chinese American veterans of World War II. On behalf of Chinese American Citizens Alliance, the host of today's Congressional Gold Medal ceremony, it's a pleasure and honor to be with you, our veterans and family and friends of our veterans. I'm Ed Gore, past National President of Chinese American Citizens Alliance, or CACA, and National Director of the Chinese American World War II Veterans Recognition Project. But today is your special day, where we come to present to you the nation's highest civilian award, the Congressional Gold Medal. While this is a day to celebrate the award you're about to receive, it's also a day of solemn remembrance for the more than 90% of your sisters and brothers who have already passed who are also medal honorees. You know and I know they would have loved to have received it with you and their families. Well, to truly appreciate who and why we're here today, I feel it's important for each of us who are descendants of a Chinese-American World War II veteran to know how this effort came about. So let me just take a couple of minutes here to speak about that and how this project began, how challenging it was to get this bill through Congress and eventually signed into law by President Trump in 2018. During the time I assumed the national presidency and the responsibilities thereof, I thought we needed to do something to have more membership benefits. I also remember when I was just younger and I had something called hair. It was many of the older members who served in the World War II who provide examples and stories of their loyal CACA involvement in this community. So encouraged by the efforts of those who led the NICE and Filipino Congressional Gold Medal efforts, we initiated it with the leadership and members of CACA in 2017 with the introduction of Senate Bill S-1050 and House Bill HR 2358. We were faced with severe challenges of reaching 2/3 of the 435 House representatives and 2/3 of the 100 senators to co-sponsor the bill. Well, you know, after year one, you're about halfway through and getting 67 senators needed, but less than 20% of the 290 House members needed. Well, in year two, we received a significant infusion of help from two key members of our retired military, Major General Bill Chen and Major General Robert Lee. They and a determined group of blitzed into both houses of Congress to reach the 69 senators and 303 House members to pass the bill. Both houses passed with unanimous consent, and Public Law 115-337 was signed into law by President Trump in 2018. All of this happened miraculously in one session of Congress. That is done. I heartily thank both General Chen and General Lee for their contributions to the effort and holding CACA to the fire to finish this mission. So one of the primary reasons we have retired military members presenting to you is because they, as Chinese Americans, represent the highest ranking individuals for which many of you, as veterans, laid the groundwork for their opportunity to advance today. But the challenge remains this: your stories must continue to be told and shared with your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, so that they'll know what Papa and Mama, Gongo and Popo did during World War II to serve the country of their choosing. We know for the majority of our veterans and families who are from Southern China, Guangdong, Toisan, this is about your story coming to the United States to have a better life for your families. You served proudly, side by side, with other Americans during a dark period of world history. One of the things I've learned the most from the veterans and sons and daughters who have applied to receive the Congressional Gold Medal is how much pride and joy they see in their communities, knowing that the Congress of the United States has voted to give them this award to their families. Share that pride and joy by telling the stories of service and sacrifice. Thank you for your service, your dedication to duty, your commitment to the cause, and the examples you've given to all of us. May God continue to bless you, bless our country. Congratulations on this day.
I'd like to highlight the significance of the service and the sacrifices of our Chinese American World War II veterans as part of the story arc of Chinese American World War II veterans. The primary basis for the award of the Congressional Gold Medal to the Chinese American World War II veterans was their service in spite of the discriminatory aspects of the 1882 Chinese Exclusion Act, not repealed until December of 1943. Of the 20,000 Chinese American veterans who served, approximately 40% were non-US citizens. They were denied citizenship, had no rights, couldn't vote, no homesteading. Yet they proudly served as Americans. We must forever remember, honor, and preserve the legacy of our Chinese American World War II veterans. They defended the freedom that we so much enjoy today. They demonstrated their skills, competencies, loyalty, and patriotism. They served with pride and proudly served as Americans. They opened up opportunities for all Chinese Americans to be a part of mainstream America post-World War II. Through their hard work and sacrifice, they enabled our follow-on generations to live the American dream. And they continued the legacy of progress of Chinese in America as initially established by Chinese railroad workers. There is much in common between Chinese railroad workers and Chinese American World War II veterans. Both groups were forgotten, ignored, and excluded. Yet both groups are unsung heroes. Finally, on May 10, 2019, at the 150th anniversary of the Transcontinental Railroad, Chinese railroad workers were fully honored and recognized. And this completed the story arc of Chinese railroad workers. Finally, on December 9th, 2020, some 75 years after the end of World War II, at the Speaker of the House ceremony for the award of the Congressional Gold Medal, Chinese American World War II veterans were honored and recognized. And this completed the story arc of Chinese American World War II veterans. In my case, I am a descendant of a Chinese railroad worker who worked the second Transcontinental Railroad, the Southern Pacific Railroad from California to El Paso, Texas. I am also a descendant of a Chinese American World War II veteran who was a pilot in the China Air Task Force and 14th Air Force in the China-Burma-India theater. I'm honored to pay tribute to our Chinese American World War II veterans. Our current and future generations owe a huge debt to our Chinese American World War II veterans. Let us remember, honor, and preserve their legacy.
I want to congratulate our Chinese American World War II veterans on your award of the Congressional Gold Medal. This medal depicts that Chinese American World War II veterans served in every service, fought in all campaigns, and fought on land, sea, and air. Many of you were not American citizens, but you all served proudly as Americans. This recognition is such a rare honor because you are remarkable American patriots, because it is so well deserved, and because it finally sets things right. Stand tall, Chinese American World War II veterans. You have joined the ranks of other distinguished recipients of the highest award that Congress can bestow on behalf of the American people. You are now in the same company as George Washington, Ulysses Grant, Douglas MacArthur, Dwight Eisenhower, as well as other special units like the Navajo Code Talkers, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Nisei and Filipino soldiers, all distinguished recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal. I have been involved with previous Congressional Gold Medal awards, and many worked hard to pass the law that awarded the Congressional Gold Medal to Chinese American veterans of World War II. From my view, the Chinese American Citizens Alliance made this award and recognition possible. My special thanks go to past National President Ed Gore for starting the recognition effort and guiding all the steps necessary until passage. Congratulations to all recipients of the Congressional Gold Medal.
Next, I would like to invite Helen Mong, Commander, American Legion, Cathay Post 384, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Melanie Chan and the rest of CACA. It's my privilege to represent Cathay Post 384 in this effort of getting medals out to those that have served in the past. And, you know, without my father's, despite my father's background, he was an Army veteran during World War II. And whenever we'd ask, what did you do? Or, you know, what happened during the war? He'd say, war is hell. And it wasn't until high school that I read a story about him. You know, I had to read about him in the paper, the local paper. I'm not from around here, I'm down from the Central Valley. But for many of the children, descendants of World War II veterans, probably the same thing happened if you had asked your parent or your grandfather or your uncle or whoever served during World War II. They probably said the same thing, or they wouldn't talk about what they did during the service. But not all were combat veterans. Not everyone was called to serve overseas. A lot of veterans served stateside. And despite all the warnings and despite the warnings from my mother, actually, she was afraid that if I went into the service, something bad would happen to me. But I needed to finish my training. And so I looked into going into either the Army, the Navy, or the Air Force. Well, I picked the Army, not because my father was an Army veteran, but because it was 2 years commitment versus 3 years for Air Force, 4 years for the Navy. Sorry, Navy. But, you know, as things go, I did my 2 years, and then you still have to do 4 years reserves. This is during Vietnam era. I'm a late Vietnam era veteran. So while all my friends were drafted, went in, they were coming out when I went in, I did my 2 years, and then I did my 4 years, and then, oh, this isn't so bad. So 20 years after my initial 2 years, I finally got to retire from the Army Reserves. And it wasn't until I retired that I started getting involved with veterans groups. And I grew up reading my father's American Legion magazine. And some of you, who have parents who were Legionnaires, you probably might have seen the magazine come through your doorsteps too. And so, even without knowing it, I was kind of getting indoctrinated into the military life. But again, it wasn't my intention of going into the service, but I had to finish my internship. I'm an occupational therapist by trade, so that's what I did in the Army, did it in Army Reserves, I did it in civilian life, and along came American Legion. Then I heard more about what the Legion was all about, doing projects, doing service projects, helping veterans, getting resources that were not available. And when you think back in 1930, when our Cathay Post 384 in San Francisco was formed, the Chinese Americans were not accepted in other veterans groups. Chinese Exclusion Act was still in effect. And it wasn't until 1943 that Congress repealed that act. By then, we had formed our Cathay Post and for mutual beneficial help. And at the end of World War II, I'd say we had about 1,200 members who came out, needed benefits, and our World War II veterans got that help through Cathay Post. It was really the first and only Chinese American group that was helping veterans get their benefits and so on and so forth. I have to thank past Commander Nelson Lim, and he's also past district commander, and also he's a has-been actually, and he's also the past Area 2 vice commander for the American Legion. And getting the resolution passed through American Legion, urging Congress to pass the Congressional Gold Medal for the Chinese American veterans of World War II. He started on the local level and went through our posts, went on to the district, went on from the district on to department level, got past there, and then the resolution went to national. And when it was passed unanimously in 2018, American Legion National was representing about 2.5 million veterans. They passed it unanimously. So it spoke to the power of speaking up for the rights and a recognition that all our veterans deserve. And so today, we are still a post here in San Francisco. We still have benefits. We still help those who are in need. And we really enjoy working with the CACA with the projects such as this one, because we feel it's really important to recognize those who served before us, who paved the way for most of us who have served or some are still serving. We have a young man back there who will be receiving the CGM for his grandfather. So thank you for being here. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, CACA.
Thank you, Helen. Next, I would like to invite Raymond Wong, Commander of the VFW 91st Division, Chinatown Post 4618.
Thank you, Melanie. I'm Raymond Wong, Commander of VFW 4618, Chinatown Post, San Francisco. In the fall of 1945, our veterans returning from having served our country in the battlefields of World War II. This post was founded on the bond of comradeship, the opportunity to develop new friendship, and to serve our disabled, needy, and less fortunate fellow veterans. On December 5th, 1945, Chinatown Post number 4618 was established. Eventual consolidation with World War I VFW Post gave our post a founding date of July 22nd, 1912. I would like to thank the Chinese American Citizens Alliance, Melanie, Edgar, Davis Chin, for sponsoring the Congressional Gold Medal for Chinese American World War II veterans. Over 20,000 Chinese Americans served during World War II. It is my honor to be present at this prestigious award. Chinese American served during World War II amid prejudice, including the Chinese Exclusionary Act. Yet they served with patriotism and deep commitment to the United States. Those brave men and women serve in all branches throughout the world, and it's about time to present this award for their recognition and their service. As a U.S. Navy retired Chief Petty Officer and Vietnam War combat veteran, I'm thankful for the veterans who have served and come before me. Thank you for being here for this award ceremony.
Thank you. Next, I would like to introduce Calvin Louie, San Francisco Lodge CACA President, who will give us a greeting.
Thank you, Melanie. Good evening to everyone. I want to welcome everyone to San Francisco Lodge. CACA is proud to sponsor this gold medal project. Like all the speakers before me, we want to recognize the Chinese Americans that served in World War II with the Congressional Gold Medal. You know, if this was the Olympics, and if you receive a gold medal, you're a winner. And my only question was, why did it take so long? But sometimes the wait is worth it. You know, a few weeks ago was Father's Day, and I couldn't be more proud of my dad because he served in World War II with the U.S. Navy. You know, I've been through many of these ceremonies today, and when you see the smile on the veterans' faces and their families and their friends, makes me feel like I should get a tour of duty. Yes, but you know, over the years, like Edgar, I lost my hair. I can't see too well, and I can't hear too well, but if it makes me young, I'm going to sign up. Congratulations to everyone.
Thank you, Calvin. Next, we have Doug Wong from the CACA Oakland Lodge, and he is the president of Oakland Lodge.
Thank you, Melanie. Yes, I'm kind of nervous because I got all this brass sitting over there looking at me. But like Melanie said, my name is Douglas Wong. I'm the president of the Oakland Lodge. On behalf of its members, we thank you very much for taking part of this event and taking time this 4th of July weekend to come here and honor our veterans. After I came back from Vietnam, I understood what my father and my father-in-law went through, and it was really something. Now, and I thought about it, and I realized this is really, truly a great generation. They went, they served in World War II. Some of them signed up. The Exclusion Act was going on. They were treated different. They couldn't go to the USO shows because they were Chinese. In Oakland, the Oakland Lodge, the auxiliary, went with the American Red Cross and had Chinatown refreshments and dances for the soldiers going overseas. And I just learned this on this past afternoon ceremonies. So these women and men that went off to protect us, gave us this great country, are truly a great generation, and I thank you on behalf of the Oakland Lodge for being here.
Thank you, Doug. Next on our program, we are very fortunate to be able and honored to present the featurette, We Serve with Pride, The Road to Congressional Gold Medal. This is a project that is a film featurette that we collaborate with Montgomery Hom, who's an Emmy Award-nominated director, producer, and military historian. It was a joint project and a joint project of love because we had the same goal. It was to really tell the story of the Congressional Gold Medal and what it really meant to the Chinese Americans and also the stories of the Chinese Americans in World War II. You know, Chinese Americans have been in every conflict since the Civil War. How many of you knew that we had Chinese in the Civil War? Not too many. A couple of you guys, right? Because you already heard my story earlier. But their service and heroism often went untold, and the stories are lost. And so Montgomery's been in the forefront of working towards preserving these stories and telling these unique stories of the veterans for decades. The special featurette presents an intimate, first-hand account of the Chinese American who served in World War II and highlights the CACA effort, which resulted in the bipartisan support for legislation for the Chinese Americans World War II Recognition Congressional Gold Medal Act, which was signed into law in 2018. So please enjoy the film.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
It's hard to believe that nearly 8 decades have passed since that fateful morning on December 7th, 1941, when Pearl Harbor was attacked. Aloha, I'm Pamela Young. More than 16 million Americans served in our armed forces during World War II. For Chinese Americans, the story of their service to our country was nearly forgotten. Their stories of heroism and sacrifice are only now being told and recognized by a grateful nation. The Chinese-American military experience began during the American Civil War of 1861 to 1865. A small number of Chinese served in the Union and Confederate forces during the bloody conflict on American soil. During World War I, Chinese Americans enlisted in the United States Army to fight in the European War.
Over there, send the word over there, that
By late 1918, the doughboys of the American Expeditionary Force engaged the enemy. Chinese American soldiers distinguished themselves on the battlefields of France. By mid-1930s, Chinese Americans were about to enter a new kind of war.
This is the Battle of China. This, the fearful beginning of a new kind of war. This, the first mass bombing from the air of a helpless civilian population.
The Japanese invasion of China seemed unstoppable. Chinese Americans stepped up as volunteers to fight the Japanese forces and to help save a desperate China. America was preparing for the winds of war as it enacted its first peacetime draft in October 1940.
For the first time in our history, we began mobilizing an army while still at peace.
This is the Army, Mr. Jones. No private room for telephone.
In Chinatown, the rush is just as great and enthusiastic as elsewhere.
Chinese American draftees were among the first. The Hawaiian Islands, one of the most strategic American military sites, now became the target of aggression as the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
America was now at war. The first island battle in the Pacific was fought at Wake Island. From December 8th to the 23rd, civilians aided the Marine and naval personnel against overwhelming Japanese forces, which eventually forced them to capitulate. 64 Chinese American civilian contractors were captured and sent to prison camp for the duration of the war. 22 of these men were from Hawaii. After the decisive victory of the Battle of Midway, American forces began its offensive against Germany and Japan. Chinese American personnel were now engaged in combat operations around the world. They fought at Guadalcanal, the China-Burma-India Theater, from North Africa to Sicily, from the Normandy invasion to the German Rhineland, from the Pacific to the Mediterranean and European theater of operations. Chinese Americans helped to defeat our enemies on all fronts. Up to 20,000 Chinese Americans served in World War II, in spite of the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. 1 out of every 5 Chinese in America served their country. They served in every branch of service: the Army Air Forces, the Navy, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, and Merchant Marines. For the first time, Chinese American women enlisted in the United States military. The small but significant number of Chinese American women in uniform helped to break the racial and gender barriers. They were assigned to a variety of stateside duties, and some were sent overseas. 2 Chinese American women flew with the Women's Air Force service pilots. Women on the home front stepped up as war workers at aircraft factories and naval shipyards. They served as Red Cross volunteers and also created the first Chinese USO canteen for servicemen. With the defeat of Germany and Japan, World War II was finally over. The men and women in uniform returned home. Utilizing the GI Bill and their veteran status, they ultimately helped to establish a modern, vibrant post-war Chinese community. With the advent of the 75th anniversary of the ending of World War II, an idea for congressional recognition for our Chinese American veterans began with the efforts of the Chinese American Citizens Alliance. They led the way for the idea of a congressional medal for our veterans. It was to become a reality.
You know, when I started this journey with Chinese American Citizens Alliance back in 2016, we knew really that time was against us with the aging World War II veterans. We really wanted to give our World War II veterans a final honor. We had to start locating the families and survivors to get as many signed up as possible. You know, one of the goals of this project was to get the children and grandchildren involved to really see that they had made a great sacrifice for this country. Throughout their lives, many Chinese dedicated themselves to prove that we are as patriotic as any other groups who served in the military.
We wanted the medal to depict that Chinese American veterans served in every theater of war and fought on air, land, and sea. Additionally, we wanted to recognize Chinese American women that served during World War II. The common occupation was a nurse, found in the Army, Army Air Force, and the United States Navy. Although 40% of the veterans could not be citizens, they were proud to serve as Americans.
The Congressional Gold Medal is the highest award given by Congress to civilian individuals or groups. And what it really means to veterans as well as the families is final recognition for all the contributions made by Chinese Americans in the U.S. Armed Services.
We also remember the Chinese Americans who gave their lives in service to our country. Francis B. Y., Captain, 34th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. Captain Y is the only Chinese American recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Hua Kao Kong, Lieutenant, 353rd Fighter Squadron, United States Army Air Force. Harold K. Lee, Corporal, 60th Infantry Regiment, United States Army. David G. Lem, Lieutenant, 499th Bomb Squadron, United States Army Air Force.
War is a time that tries the souls of men and women. And World War II was a time when every patriotic soul was needed. America's 20,000 Chinese American veterans were there, and they stood for America and earned today's thanks, the thanks of a grateful nation. And so, to you, America's Chinese Americans veterans, thank you and God bless you. And God bless as well the nation that stands today, because on a dangerous yesterday, America's veterans, including America's Chinese American veterans, stood for her. Thank you.
Did everybody enjoy the film? Okay. Before we move on to the presentation of the Congressional Gold Medals, I'd like to ask if, let's see, is there a family representative for the veteran Jack T. Lee here in the audience? I think it might be Roxanne Chin. Oh, can you come up, please? So, I'm going to let Major General Steve Tom talk about a very special presentation of the Bronze Star Medal.
Jack is your father? Yes. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today to present to veteran Jack Lee the Bronze Star Medal. And I wanted to tell you about what the Bronze Star Medal and how significant it is. It is a medal that was created during World War II, and it is a medal for heroic achievement or heroic service in a combat zone, or meritorious service or meritorious achievement in a combat zone. So the bottom line on this thing, it is a combat medal. and a very prestigious combat medal that requires it to be presented by a general officer. So it is my privilege today to participate in the ceremony to present the Bronze Star Medal to the daughter of Jack Lee.
The Bronze Star Medal is awarded to Technician 5th Grade Jack T. Lee, Company K, 3rd Battalion, 105th Infantry Regiment, for meritorious achievement in active ground combat against the enemy, effective 9 July 1944, with the 27th Infantry Division during the Battle of Saipan. Technician 5th Grade Lee's exemplary performance of duty in active ground combat was in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, his unit, and the United States Army. Given under my hand in the city of Washington this 20th day of October 2020, Ryan D. McCarthy, Secretary of the Army. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to say a couple words about the Bronze Star. You know, when the Chinese American veterans registered for the CGM, it was recognized that many of the Chinese who served in World War II were not nominated for combat awards. And so Major Bill Chin and Major General Robert Lee recognized that. And when they were verifying the materials, you know, that was submitted for the Congressional Gold Medal Award, they actually reviewed all the applications in addition for the Bronze Star Medal. So we actually owe a great debt of gratitude to those two for making this happen. Thank you. Okay. I would like to ask Major General Steve Tom to come back up and talk about the medal. You don't get to sit down yet.
Hi again. As introduced, I'm Stephen Tom. I'm a retired Army Major General, and what I'd like to speak to you about is a follow-on to what you've heard on the video. You've heard on the video that the medal that we're about to present is a very prestigious one, and that it's in great company with folks like Ulysses S. Grant, the Navajo Code Talkers, the Filipino Scouts, the Tuskegee Airmen. But I wanted to take a few moments to describe to you what is the medal itself. What is the medal itself? The medal itself is 3 inches in diameter, and it weighs 6 ounces. 6 ounces. So when you get it, handle it. You'll be fine. It's a substantial medal. Now, this is not a cookie cutter medal. They are not all the same. So the Tuskegee Airman Medal is not like this, and neither is the Filipino Scout or the Ulysses Grant Medal. They're all different. And they're all designed by a special committee by folks interested in the medal. I was honored to join Major General Lee and Major General Chen, as well as Admiral Ewan and Ed Gore, to be on the design committee in 2019 to design this this medal. This medal took about 7 months working with artists and sculptors to put the detail on this medal. And we wanted the themes to follow what you already heard from General Chin and General Lee. The first one is the front. On the front of the medal is the theme that is being emphasized is that Chinese American veterans of World War II served in every branch of the service. So you'll see on this medal 7 figures, 7 Chinese American figures, 6 men and 1 woman. The 6 men and 1 woman represents, they are in the service dress of uniform of World War II, of the Army Air Forces, that's a pilot, the Marines, the Navy, the Merchant Marine, and the Coast Guard. And, as you saw a close-up on the medal, an Army nurse. So that's the front. On the reverse side of the coin, the theme that we wish to present there is that the Chinese American veterans of World War II fought on air, land, and sea. Air, land, and sea. So symbolic to that is an airplane. It is a P-40 Warhawk airplane. And for those that are history buffs, this is the aircraft that the Flying Tigers, flying out of Kunming, China, 14th Air Force, flew. And we had many Chinese American pilots and servicemen on that theater. The land part is a Sherman tank. It's a World War II specific tank that our Chinese American soldiers operated with and operated. And the sea part is a depiction of the battleship Missouri. The battleship Missouri, this is where the surrender of Japan happened in September 1945. So that was the end of the war. So that depicted the air, land, and sea. Now, I told you about the medal being 3 inches in diameter, and it's called the Congressional Gold Medal. But is it gold? Are you going to get a gold medal today? Well, the answer, unfortunately, is no, because if it were, we'd have to have armed guards around that thing, because that'd be a fortune of gold. Just imagine 6 ounces of gold. No, there is one gold medal that is gold, and it is by law dedicated to be struck and dedicated to be held by the Smithsonian Institute. So, in the future, we're going to give it to them, and they're going to work on some display, but in the future, it will be on display probably in the American History Museum in Washington, D.C. So you can go see the actual gold medal and see if it really looks like the one you got. The one you're going to get today is made out of bronze, a very solid bronze. And I think you'll be very, very happy with it when you see it. So I just wanted to take a minute or two, maybe longer, to give you a little bit of the background and detail about the medal so that I think you may have a better appreciation of it and for it when you get it today. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to start the presentation ceremonies, and today we are really very, very fortunate to have a couple of veterans with us who served during World War II, and we will start to honor them. Okay, we have, let's see, you are, okay, all right. Do you want to come up to the front here? Army Air Force?
Army.
Okay, you can just stand right here. Yeah, he'll come to you. Yeah. Oh, here, I have one for you.
Well, welcome. How are you doing? All right. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, it is my honor and privilege to award this Congressional Gold Medal to you, James J. Lee, Army Air Forces. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. That way. I'll hold it. I'll hold it.
Army Air Force.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I would like to present this Congressional Gold Medal for your dedicated service for Wing Tuck Ching Army Air Forces. Congratulations.
Can we have a standing ovation for our veterans, please? Let me see. Okay. Army. Next, we will have the wife who will be presented a medal on behalf of her husband.
She wants to stand too. Okay.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Robert Lee Sum, U.S. Army.
Okay, we're now going to proceed with the rest of the medal presentations. We're going to be starting with the Army on this side. Can I ask those Army please stand up? Okay, I don't know where my helper is. We're going to have to, okay. Well, yeah. Did you get the index card? Oh, you don't.
Okay, Army? Okay, let's go. Face me. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Yok Ko Jang, U.S. Army. Congratulations. Thank you. Hold it that way.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to WWII Wong, United States Army.
Oh, thank you.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Wong Wai Kan, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Raymond Lee Min Hong, United States Army.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Tong Fun Wu, United States Army. Congratulations. Hold it in front. Hold it for another picture.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Ruby Kim Tape, United States Army.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Jack George Kim, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Lee Sik Din, United States Army.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Doi Chin, United States Army. Congratulations.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Moon Ok Han, United States Army.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Chin Fong Fu, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Chin Fong Ho, United States Army.
Terrific. That's beautiful. Okay. All right. I'll do it this way. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Garfield Lee, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Ben L. Young, United States Army. Thank you.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to George Chin, U.S. Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is awarded to David Leong, United States Army.
Now come and face me, but show the picture of the front. There we go. All right. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Siu W. Wong. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Ching Z. Van, United States Army. Congratulations.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Bao Wang, United States Army.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is awarded to Bing Fong Lim, United States Army.
Go there and just face me. There we go. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Thomas Jun Low, United States Army. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Mon Hao Khan, United States Army. Congratulations.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is awarded to Jack Ton Lee Chin, U.S. Army, who was previously awarded the Bronze Star.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, I present the Congressional Gold Medal of Honor to Guo Wing Lee, United States Army.
We have a double CGM presentation here. Okay. All right, the first one is, on behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Joe Yu Chu, United States Army. So this is yours, Steve. Congratulations. This is the second one. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Danny On, United States Army. Time out, we need to take your mask off. Okay, let's do it again. Okay. I'll take a picture over there.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to the widow and the son of Ben L. Louis, United States Army.
In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Paul Hem Soo, U.S. Army.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, this Congressional Gold Medal is awarded to Hugh Chu, United States Army.
So go to the mic and then just face me. Take one step back. Here we go. Okay, perfect. Okay, all right. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Bob Wong, United States Army. Congratulations.
On behalf of Congress, I am privileged to award Kwai Young, United States Navy, with the Congressional Gold Medal.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, it's my pleasure and privilege to present the Congressional Gold Medal to Jin Thomas Kwok, United States Navy.
On behalf of Congress, I am honored to present Harold Bong Leon, United States Navy, with the Congressional Gold Medal.
You want to do it? Oh, you do it. That's what happens when you have only two Navy guys up here. On behalf of the Congress of the United States, it's my pleasure and privilege to award the Congressional Gold Medal to Tyne Lee. Thank you. Thank you.
Is there another one? Hi. Thank you. On behalf of Congress, I have the privilege of presenting Thick Ging Wong, United States Navy, with the Congressional Gold Medal. Congratulations.
On behalf of the United States Congress, it's my pleasure and privilege to present the Congressional Gold Medal to John Ng, United States Navy.
Thank you. Wow, that's very cool. On behalf of Congress, I have the privilege of awarding Edward Wong, United States Navy, with the Congressional Gold Medal.
All right, stay there and face me. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Howard Lee, United States Army Air Forces. Congratulations. I'll be right there.
On behalf of the United States Congress, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Sui H. Wong, Army Air Forces.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a first. The recipient is on the phone.
Couldn't make it, but he's here.
Okay. In behalf of the Congress of the United States, Harry Henry Yee, you are awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, Army Air Force.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, Thai S. Liu, Army Air Force, is awarded the Congressional Gold Medal.
On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to your father, Howard W. Ng, Army Air Forces. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Charles L. Leong, Army Air Forces.
Face the camera. We have the recipient on the phone, but this is a picture. In behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Har F. Chu, Army Air Force.
On behalf of the Congress of the United States, the Congressional Gold Medal is awarded to Thomas G. Kai, Army Air Force.
Well, we have a first here. Many people come here with different types of dress. We have our uniform on, but the daughter of Henry Hing Zhao did something else. We have the picture of him on the back of her jacket. Isn't that something? How imaginative. On behalf of the United States Congress and a grateful nation, this Congressional Gold Medal is presented to Henry Hin Zhou. Army Air Forces fought in the Africa campaigns, and congratulations. Hold it up so they can see. I'll join you for a picture.
I want to acknowledge our presenters. We have Major General Steve Tom over there, Admiral Jonathan Ewan, Brigadier General John Ma, Colonel Baldwin Colonel Norman Pang, and Captain Carl Ching. I got him. He was first. Okay, I would like to ask everybody to join us in God Bless America. Please stand. Please be seated. I would like to now introduce Robert Butchart from the VFW 91st Division, Chinatown Post 4618, who will give the benediction.
Thank you. Let us pray. Every day we thank you, Lord, for the precious lives that served our great nation with honor, bravery, and dignity. It is a blessing to reflect on the honorable duty of many Chinese American servicemen and women during World War II and in all wars. Please join me in a moment of silence. These men and women are worthy of far greater recognition than words. We give thanks for those who made this Congressional Gold Medal for service in World War II possible through long and hard efforts. We pray for those loved ones who never lost faith and always supported their family members who went off the battle, the same loved ones that are here today and are proudly representing their service members. May God bless them with love. Thank you, Lord, for these brave Chinese American comrades. Thank you for their service and sacrifices, not only during wartime, but equally at home on another type of battlefield. May God bless us, their souls, as they look down on us today with compassion for those who never forgot, who will always have faith and will continue to love life. Amen.
Thank you. I'd like to make some acknowledgments before we close. You know, none of this would be possible without a team. And we had a great team, and we have a very special corporate sponsor, AARP, who donated generously towards our medals, and they have a message for us.
Greetings and congratulations for receiving the Chinese American Congressional Gold Medal for your service to our country in World War II, the highest honor Congress can bestow for military service. AARP is proud to recognize and celebrate Chinese and Chinese American World War II veterans, and we are honored to help contribute to securing the gold medals. To all of our veterans and their families, we salute your service and the sacrifices you make for our freedom. We recognize your contributions to strengthening and protecting our nation. My name is Tim Logan, a proud U.S. Navy veteran and an AARP California volunteer for the Veterans Military and Families Advisory Committee. AARP has had a long history of supporting veterans, military, and their families, including approximately 5 million individuals who are AARP members. By listening to our members, being in the community, and hosting forums and informational sessions, we know veterans and military families have unique challenges they face every day. We are here to better serve those who have worn the uniform by offering free community programs, online resources, and specialized information in areas that truly matter. AARP is a trusted source for tips and critical information on family caregiving, financial security concerns like savings and planning, re-careering or finding a job during transition, as well as fighting fraud and scams. Our resources are available at our website, aarp.org/veterans. In addition to providing free informational resources for veterans and their families, AARP also serves veterans and their families in our communities at local events and service projects. AARP is pleased to offer free workshops for veterans and their families, such as our military caregiving workshop, where we help loved ones with information on how to plan and prepare to provide care. There are 5.5 million military and veteran caregivers in the United States who provide $14 billion in services for wounded warriors each year. Through our free online resources, AARP can help those hidden heroes on the caregiving journey. AARP also has an Operation Protect Veterans Workshop, where we help inform participants about the latest scams and frauds facing veterans and military. Research finds military veterans are twice as likely as civilians to be targeted by con artists. Fraudsters come at ex-service members and their families from many angles, employing vet-focused twists on identity theft, imposter scams, coronavirus scams, bogus job offers, and investment and loan deceptions. Again, you can learn more at our website, aarp.org/veterans. AARP is honored to be a part of your ceremony today and recognize the 20,000 Chinese American soldiers who fought in World War II. AARP salutes you.
And finally, I would like to recognize all our volunteers. Without this would not be possible. But first, I'd like to recognize Ed Gore, who flew in from Houston early this morning at 4 a.m. to be with us today. Davis Chen in the back, the Northern California CGM regional lead who helped put this all together. Our San Francisco Lodge volunteers, I think they're all dispersed everywhere. And importantly, our veteran partners, without who this would not be possible. We have the VFW and American Legion. And I also want to recognize the GI Project, Ron Chan, who helped put that slideshow in the beginning with the veterans that you saw earlier today. So thank you, everybody, for coming to this very important occasion. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of the evening.